Alright, I have 3 Wardens left, and I'm going to try to do them all tonight. Let's see how that goes. I imagine well. After this, I will have 5 Dawn Riders, and some of Gotrek left to finish the list that I have posted up. Hey, you need to get to bed, son. Okay, I just started the stream, so you're gonna have to go lay down with your brother. Yes, you are. You're gonna have to go get your brother.
Papa.
That's fine, as long as you go lay down. Alright, where was I? Painting. That's right. Gonna start with my Everland Sunset on the robes again. For anybody who's just tuning in or wondering, the top left reference photo is the High Warden of this unit. That's the color scheme I'm going for in these guys. And I am looking to get pretty much all that done tonight. Try to go fast. You would think by now I'd be used to painting these and be faster, but I never really get any faster. I'm gonna try to, though. Here we go. Start the clock. Don't know what clock that is, but start it.
There it is.
Gonna get his color while I'm already here. Yeah, Roadhouse. And my first day back at work since having my daughter. But my wife was stuck at home with 3 kids today. That was great for her. They are already in bed. Well, kinda. You saw how one's doing with that. I don't know if you saw him, but he walked up right next to me just now after I started and was like, "Hey, Dad, I see you doing something. It'd be a shame if I stayed up all night." So I'm going to go through and do 1 layer of each color, or now a yellow, on each model. And then just kind of rotate them back and get to them again and do the second layer, second coat, whatever. And just kind of follow that all the way through the end tonight. Got a little too much water on that. Got some bubbles. Whoops. Oh well. Wow, I'm already almost done with this coat of yellow on this model. Getting faster. Or lazier. I'm not sure which one it is. Less picky. Something. Hey, what's up, VP? And yeah, you're right, I could have them painting. Unfortunately, they're only slightly worse than I am, so... And since you just got in, don't know if you heard, but I'm gonna try to do all 3 Wardens that I have remaining in the unit. Working on the yellow coat. I'll move on to the white coat. And contrast. How's everything sound, VP? Music not too loud, voice okay, not sounding like a freak like I did yesterday. Didn't know it, or day before, whenever it was. VP's down to minor detailing on your last 6 Wardens. Awesome. It's the most entertaining part of painting. IMO. Good. Glad everything sounds good, because I didn't like check anything last stream. I just was like, hey, go live, it should be fine, right? And yeah, that wasn't the case. I took your advice from last stream too and got the thumbnail picture for the reference instead of the Instagram reference link. Oh, you think the freak voice is more entertaining? You like it better when I start talking like this? Ooh. Tried to make the pictures a little bigger, not eating too much into the main painting screen. I don't know if you can read it, but I put a spill challenge on there. So we were talking, I think it was you, me, Brian, and oh, dang it, what was his name? Started with a G. Anyway, talking about that spill challenge where if I spill a shade on the stream, I have to start another army, or start painting another army. There's my spill challenge. Blades of corn. I have like 1,000 points that almost painted up. It's like a bunch of models that are partially painted. Some because I inherited them that way, some because I started painting them from scratch, and some that just were partially painted and I kept going with it. And there's all different states of painted, none of it complete. I think I have 1 unit of Blood Reavers of the 3. Grumpy, that sounds right. Yeah, I sort of picked corn on purpose because I've had them since I started, so 3 or more years ago, and still haven't finished it. Alright, that went too fast. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Cool. On to the third guy's yellow. Can't decide with the Dawn Riders if I'm going to try to like paint one first to see what it's like. and then paint the remaining 4 on the stream. I don't want to waste too much time, unless it'd be entertaining to try to figure out where I'm supposed to paint and my exact color scheme for the horse itself. Chris, my wife, she wants me to follow the like light brown, almost Xandri dust style one that's in the book, and just follow along with that. I'll probably do that. I can see EP, so you always do a test model for new models, then finish the rest. That's what I did with this. Actually, that test model, that picture is my test model for this unit. And then, well, I guess technically, it's like I do it backwards the way you shouldn't do. My test model was Light of Eltharion. I was like, yeah, I like it. I'm gonna go with it. Probably shouldn't do that on the heroes, but eh. I knew what I wanted. I just hoped it would look okay, and it came out okay this time. That doesn't always happen. I did spray a lot of random out-of-print elves, though, with different combinations of base coats and color shifts to see what would look cool. Because like originally I was going to do, I have a bright gold that I use on some of the Phoenix Temple. And I was like, man, I wonder if I spray the gold and then do the green color shift over it, if it'll be more subdued, but, you know, have like a greenish gold. Sounds cool, but then when I tried it, you spray that stuff on there and it doesn't even show up at all. Like literally almost not at all. And so I was quite sad, but glad I tested it out first instead of spraying these things gold and doing it and being like, oh, I'm stuck to that now. But I just did the good old-fashioned what it says to do on the bottle and or on the spray can and prime it black and spray this over it. What's funny is this is the same color as I have on my Tyranids, and it's, I mean, rather the same spray. I've got the, I don't know if you're familiar with 40k at all, but I'm only vaguely so, but apparently I have the Clan Kraken or High Fleet Kraken color scheme on my Tyranids, but then I sprayed this same color shift over that, and it makes them look like they have like a bug, those like beetle carapaces. Neat. And that's what led me to try the gold undercoat and trying the color change, and it just didn't work out the same that way. Like, it gave them a glisten, but it just wasn't strong enough green at all, and I really wanted the green to be the focus. I tried it with a silver first, silver base coat or spray. Tried it with a gold spray. Yeah, and then I went to this, what I have now. It's funny, I totally stole this idea first off from my wife, because she's painting her Fire Slayer army. Are all kind of based off of Dark Iron Dwarves, but that's just the start of it. They're all from like, they all harvest gems and stuff from under a mountain. So they're like real purplish and glistening. But her idea is that they harvest all the gems and all that, and that like the Magmadroth has those gems and stuff growing off of it. And she, you know, cut up a bunch of sprues and shaped them like that. And then sprayed it with like this kind of the same brand of paint, but it's like a purple to green. So it's purple, like how this is green base is a primary and fades to copper. Hers is purple and fades to green. It looks really neat. That's funny. So VP, you said you want to get into 40k and you thought you'd go with Nids, Tyranids if you did go for it. So we both have Lumineth. We play 40k, we both play Tyranids. Noticing a pattern. Saw some wonderful green on your Wardens. Just saying. Yeah, you'll get a hint at what her Tyranid, geez. You'll get a hint at what Chris's Fire Slayer color scheme will look like when I get to the go trick of this army, because if I end up streaming him, because he's the same color. She wanted me to follow the color scheme of her army with him, so I will. Well, hell, I may actually... This won't tell you much, but I've got him sitting here with his, like, spray. She does the corn red on the mohawk and base coats him gray because she wants him to be stone skin. So she does the Mechanicus spray, shades it, and then like dry brushes up. Not white, but like a gray and then a white just to give it a stone look to their skin. You'll have all that. Wait a minute. I just realized I'm trying to start my second coat on this guy, and I shouldn't, because I should move on to one I haven't done yet. Alright, second coat. Done my first coat on the 3. First coat of yellow on all 3 of these. Making good time so far. Which is good, because I have to work in the morning, so I'm going to try not to stay up too late. But I'm going to get this done. It'll feel good to have a unit done. Well, done enough. Man, I used to be scared of flesh on models, and I got over it because my cousin Sean has his Ogre Maw tribes. Been on the channel a couple of times. He was like, man, just paint them, have fun, take a unit and paint them. Like, all right. So I did, and it became quite fun, and now I just don't mind. And I got used to painting flesh on those models. So now when I get to stuff like these elves or fire slayers, I'm like, oh, they're so little, it's not gonna matter. You know, a tip that I've found out, actually I think Sean told it to me, a tip to layering for skin to get the shadows right is once you have your base coat and your shade, after the shade dries completely, get what color you're gonna paint it and just barely scrape it in dry brush, and it'll kind of hit the very raised edges, and don't even hit it as hard as you would to normally dry brush, but just doing a light dry brush over everything will kind of show you where all the raised parts are and where the shadows are gonna hit. It'll give you an idea of where to layer. It's not 100%, but it's enough to make it easier. Ah, crap. There we go. I guess City Dwarves, all the dispossessed stuff, and or KO. Yeah, they're all armored to the teeth. Literally. not a lot of skin. If I remember correctly, you say you play Tempest Sai VP? Time for more paint. Let's see. I think I'm actually done with the second coat already on this guy. Kind of going back and hitting some of the still splotchy parts. Sweet. Bunch of dwarves. You played Tempest, a bunch of dwarves, Soul Scream Bridge, Hurricanum, Battle Mage, and Sky Wardens. Oh, that's right, you're talking about that because your list went up with the Battle Mage and the Soul Scream Bridge, but down with all the Warden. Alright, layer 2 on number 2. You're my number 2. Coat 2, I guess. I need to get my terminology straight. Coat 2. Pretty pleased with my time so far. For me, this is good time. What am I saying? When I'm streaming with y'all, it's always good times. I don't know if this sounds sweet or sad, but our 1-month-old needs mama so bad, so often, that these streams kind of help us hang out because she's stuck laying with the baby. But she can log on and watch the stream and we can kind of talk. She can at least watch. I like it when she watches. And today I actually re-soaked the sponge on my wet palette. Didn't do new paper yet, but I probably will need to do that before I start any Dawn Riders. Oh, you know what? Hey, look at that. Well, the light's not on. Now I can see better. Look at that. Knew I was forgetting something. Speaking of waifu, she just walked past me. With the little lady.
You did a thing.
Oh, thank you. This is number 3. And the final. Three seems like a good number.
I was just creeping on your stream for a second. I'm gonna go stuff my face full of chicken.
Nice. Oh man. Almost done with this one. I'm 30-ish as well, VP, for now. I'm creeping closer and closer to the 40-ish. I didn't know if I'd ever have kids, and then I had 3, so, you know. Didn't have my first kid until I was 32. And it turns out it was a good idea to wait until I was 32 to have kids, because if I hadn't, I don't think it would have gone as well. I'll just put it that way. Yeah, I think I am done with this guy's second coat. No, splotchy. Almost done with this guy's second coat. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do, pig. Where's a donkey? I don't know. I knew what I meant. Probably just put too much yellow on the palette for what I have left, but oh well. And at this rate, I'll be so ready for the new Lumineth to come out. I cannot decide what kind of list I'm actually going to paint first. Well, I know which one I want to paint first. It's just the competitive side of me doesn't want to. Because I want a list that's techless and, like, basically the least amount of models I can fit because it'll be fun. I can't remember. Let's see if I can remember it off the top of my head. It's like techless, a Cathalar. I can't remember the rest of the heroes. I don't even think I have Lattilatherion on that list. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. And then it's just like this. Basically, it's the Lumineth box, techless, a unit of hammers, and 20 of the Sentinels. Something else, like something along those lines. But I don't have to have, and play it out in Metrica, so I don't have to have a second unit of Wardens painted up to film. And I'll probably end up doing that first. But I will build towards a list that's, you know, several units of Wardens and Dawn Riders and Sentinels, probably out of the spellcasting nation. But without techless, actually spend all my points on units. You're having the same struggle, VP, huh? Like the Metrica cattle list. See, the thing is, I just want to have all the big toys. Like, I have my competitive cities lists, so I feel like I feel less obligated to have to do, like, the, pardon the pun, the tech list for, Lumineth. I could just go with fun. Be like, alright, can I have tech lists and a mountain cow and all the fun stuff in a list, and elves with hammers, and a bunch of sentinels. And just call it good. Figure out good lists later and paint it for fun. Yeah, my Phoenix Temple will forever be my competitive list, even if it doesn't remain competitive. I'll just make do. Which is cool, because playing Order so much, I don't have a lot of behemoths, and we don't have any real big crazy heroes, because I haven't played the Gotrek yet either. Like, I mean, like physically giant heroes, because Teclis's base is giant. You know, honestly, I think Teclis is both. Personally, I think Teclis is a trap, and I think he could also be highly competitive. But, like, he's just going to be so fragile. He'll be one of those that if somebody can play him right and keep him alive, he'll be just a devastating part of a list. But if they can't protect him right, or they make a mistake or something like that, he'll die instantly, and then you really don't have much after that. Theoretically. I mean, obviously, this is all in our heads for now, since we haven't really seen any games. I mean, some people are playing them on Tabletop Sim, but I have a hard time sitting through a Tabletop Sim game now, just because it makes me want to play, and then they get antsy, and yeah, I just have to get out. It's a cool way to hang out with folks, though. Alright, I think my yellow is done on these three. Move on to the Celestra Gray. It's funny, it's a lot of points for one spell, but I feel like running Teclis just to guarantee every turn, like even if you just cast one spell to get the guaranteed spell, to just make sure every turn your opponent is having to spend 2 command points. That seems strong, but that's expensive for just that one ability. I mean, he does more, but, you know, still entertaining it, we'll see. You know, it's figured you could bring it to where you can do that and more, but against your hard counters, just save it to where at least you still have the one guaranteed spell that can't be unbound, and make it the one where they have to spend command points, assuming the hard counter list relies on them much. But you know, you could really screw up battle shock tests with that, just that, not even considering all the command abilities that are out there. There's just so much control. I think we talked about this before, how much control there is with this army compared to most. Like mechanical control. It's like Blue Deck style control in a Warhammer army. I can't wait to try Dawn Riders. I think they're actually going to be the best unit in Lumineth. They're so versatile. I mean, they're squishy, but you can do so much sticking and moving with them. Ooh, and the Lumineth FAQ came out today, and it confirmed something that I was wondering, is that, you know, the units that are wizards, while they're wizards, can cast endless spells and can cast regular spells and all that. So, and you can cast that Sanctum of Mintioc, or whatever it's called. You can cast a unit of Wardens, for instance, could cast it on themselves as long as they can fit in it. And that seems really cool to me, because you could have a you could cast it on them and just have the 3-inch range and really just muck up an objective. Or I guess really you can even use the units to cast it on some of your hammer elves, so you could surround an objective with it. Just kind of bunch up the hammer elves, and then where you can surround them with the Sanctum, and then use the mountain ability to push stuff away, so that, you know, make it where it surrounds the objective where they can't really get on it, and then push them away every time they get near. Just one of the many things that sound fun to do. I haven't even been reading too much more into it than that kind of stuff, just kind of looking at what I can do with what I have. Because man, I'm going to overwhelm myself if I try to start getting techier with these guys right now. I just need to wait, take my time, spend a lot of time with my cousin working on lists and fighting each other just to see, maybe even just setting up situations to see what actually happens. Oh yeah, I agree with you that Dawn Riders will be excellent against hordes. I just think you're gonna have to really stick and move with them. They'll be able to cast what is it? Not speed of light, speed of hish, something like that. They can go like 28 inches because it doubles their move, and then charge. It's like go into unit, beat them up, and then leave. Yeah, there was the FAQ came out today for Lumineth Realm Lords and the GHB. And it confirmed what we all thought. There wasn't any crazy changes that broke anything, and it was confirmed that, you know, Eltherion's not a wizard and can't have spells and doesn't take any of those spells. I don't know why anybody thought he would be. If he was what he is and a wizard, it'd be ridiculous. Now he's just good. Yeah, could you imagine a wizard hitting like he does? Yeah, Brian, Techless is 660 points, but he can he knows all the lores from all the Lumineth spell lores. And he has a special casting to where he can cast 1, 2, or up to 4 spells a turn. If he casts 4, or if he casts 1 spell, it's automatically a 12 cast and can't be unbound. If he decides to do 2, it's 2 or more. I think those casts on a 12 or something too, and can't be unbound. And then if he casts 3 or 4, then they automatically cast on a 10. But you can unbind on anything past 1 spell. Oh hell, I'd enjoy Eltharion with spells too. It's like a mini Gotrek, but he's a caster. But I'm glad they didn't do it though. That would have been too much. Okay, that's enough for him. Oh yeah, Brian, and the spells we have in Lumineth, I'll tell you the one I was just talking about. I'll tell you the one spell that's the best. There is a spell the Lumineth have that is when your opponent spends a command point, they must spend 2 instead. Enough said. Best damn spell in the game. Like, we have units that can literally push your models away, where I push you off of us. We've got the command point spending. We've got ways to debuff your bravery. We've got ways to, like, reduce your movement. There's all kinds of control with this army. They're not fast, with the exception of Dawn Riders, and they have no deep striking or teleporting or anything, but they have control. And that's just going to be fun. I don't know if it'll be top tier or anything, but I do not care, because that's my favorite play. Y'all know that's my favorite play style. If, Brian, you do at least. You know, Brian, I think you'll be able to shoot Techless right off the effing table with your Skaven. Your Skyr stuff will just nuke him. He has no real way to protect it because he's too big to get lookouts there. And there's really... Ooh, you know what? Prismatic Palisade. That may be a like really important spell for Lumineth. Because then you can block. You can just put it in front of Techless. Because like that command point stuff doesn't need line of sight because it just targets the player basically. Oh, the bravery stuff is board wide. See, there you go. There's another reason to maybe run the Palisade. You could literally hide Techless behind it and just let him do all of his buffing and like board wide casting. And be a relatively safer. I don't know, you got me actually thinking about what I want to do, and yeah, I'm going to be playing Techless anyway. I don't have any lists where I've just got a big beefy guy like that, and so I'm going to let this be the army where I do it. And wait, I'm already done with. Oh wait, no, I've got all this. Yeah, Brian, you got the right idea. Deep striking and shooting and that kind of stuff, because Techless is a giant base. Like, he's probably around pie plate size, like the Maw Crushes. He's at least going to be around that size, it looks like. I haven't looked up the base sizes, but you can tell from the pictures in the Battle Tome that he is huge. Like, there's behemoth models with those cows, but his base is like 3 or 4 times the size of those. Maybe not that much, but still, you know, it's significantly larger. So it's a big footprint. He'll be hard to put in spaces, and depending on the terrain, he may be hard to deploy right, or in such a way that he can stop a deep strike And that will be pretty detrimental. And depending on the list too, they may not be a low drop army. I mean, you can make them a low drop army, but I don't know. We'll see. See what happens. Forgot to paint these back straps on the other guy. Let's get that done. There we go. I only have 2 painting stands, or whatever these things are called, so that's why I keep having to switch one of them onto it. But it's my last 3 of this unit. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, Brian, you're right. Brian says sounds like you would have to essentially castle techless, and that's I'm no expert here, but that sounds about right. I think he's like 16 wounds, somewhere around there. I honestly can't remember off the top of my head, but don't quote me. He's somewhere around though. He's more than 12. Pretty sure for that though. He's got some pretty good spells on him too. I can't remember what they are aside from protection of techless. Just like giving a 5-up. 5 or 6, I think it's 5-up. Feel no pain. Word save, whichever. Yes. Oh, thanks VP. Yeah, 16 wounds, 4-up save. 4-up save, that's pretty bad for a big guy, but I'll accept it. Oh damn! I just realized I'm on my 3rd guy with white. I thought I was on the 2nd. I think Eltharion is. I mean, not Eltharion. I think Techless is too big to garrison. I think there is a. I can't remember for sure, but I think there's a limit on it. I mean, I did a video on garrisons, but it's been too long, and I haven't used the rule much. Plus, I play with so few behemoths, and the behemoths I do play with are like my Flamespire Phoenix, and they're getting out there in the thick of things. They're not sitting still long enough to garrison anything, if they could. All right. On to the 2nd layer of white. VP says Techless's other spell is Storm of Searing White Light. Cast on a 10. Roll a dice for each unit within 18 inches. On a 1, nothing happens. 2 to 4 is D3 mortal wounds. 5 to 6 is D6. That would be funny if you could reduce them by garrison. I'm pretty sure that garrisons don't work like that. Let me see. I'll go into the core rules and look it up. let's have a rules talk. Gonna go to the Warhammer community site, go to the downloads, get me some core rules. Here we go. That should show up. Yeah, there we go. Garrisons, it's like way down at the bottom somewhere in the core rules. Nope, I passed it. Battle rules, War Scroll battalions. I like way past it. Oh, here we go. Garrisons. We'll zoom that in a little bit. There we go. Brian, phenomenal cosmic power, itty bitty living space. Let's see, a unit can be set up as a garrison at the start of the battle if the terrain feature is wholly within the unit's territory. Alternatively, a unit can garrison a terrain feature instead of making a normal move if all of its models are within 6 inches of the terrain feature, and there are no enemy models within 3 inches of the terrain feature or already garrisoning it. Units that garrison a terrain feature are removed from the battlefield and are soon to be inside the terrain feature. Units must treat a terrain feature garrisoned by the enemy as if it were an enemy model. I think... well, let me keep going. The range and visibility to or from a garrison unit is determined to and from the terrain feature instead. Garrison model can attack and be attacked, cast or unbind spells, and use abilities but cannot move. A garrisoning unit counts as being in cover if it's an attack. In addition, subtract 1 from the hit rolls of attacks made against a garrisoning unit. The garrison unit can leave in your movement phase. When it does, set it up so all the models in the unit are within 6 inches of the terrain feature and more than 3 from enemies. Counts as their move. I'm going to have to look up an FAQ because what I'm reading here is that I don't see any reason why it can't. Huh. All right, let's check some FAQs here. All right, let's go to the core rules FAQ. Because did y'all see anything? Y'all see anything in the limits like it has to be a certain unit size or anything? That's what I'm saying, Brian. I'm not hearing a size limit. That's why I better look at FAQ before I get excited. I know it's not in the Realm Lords FAQ. Let's see. Where is the core book? All right, here we go. Let's see, here's the core rules errata. It's all Realm of Battle stuff. Triumph and Treachery changes. So all good there. How about the designer's commentary? There's gonna be a lot of this. Armies, battle plans, war scrolls. Let's see here. If y'all see anything, let me know, and if you... I'm gonna just kind of glance through. If I can't find it, I'm gonna have to look it up another time so I can keep painting, but... that's gonna be funny, because as it is... oh, here we go, here's one. Can a unit that is set up once the battle is underway be set up as a garrison? No, only units set up before the battle can be set up as a garrison unless specifically stated otherwise. Pitch battles, maybe it's something in here. Battle started, next command points, and the spells. Well, that's funny. I think you're right, Brian. We might be able to garrison techless. That's pretty funny. Let's see, let's pop that list back up. Just get Teclising and fat guy in a little coat. This VP says, can we get Chris Farley Teclis model? Good catch, Brian. You got to look up that Garrison stuff. Ah, the hair or errant brush or errant something. Brian says, dude, Garrison Teclis, make him a bit harder to hit, then pop the Palisade. VP says, this is a gated community, so we can make a get off my lawn Teclis. It's gonna be funny. I'll just use the same footprint and use the walls and fences and say that's my Palisade. Teclis, dang kids and your word saves. We didn't have mortal realms back in my day. They used to just be winds of magic. So I'm going to want Teclis, I'm going to want a Cow, I'm going to want a Palisade, I want the Sanctum of Mintioch, or whatever it's called. Again, don't know if this will be good, but it's what I want. It's starting to sound pretty fun. I'm going to have unit Hammer Elves because, I mean, how many chances have we had ever in Fantasy to have two-handed hammers on elves? I think that's a great opportunity. Am I done with this guy? At least with his whites. Grays, technically. Yes. Wait, have I already done your second? I'm losing track, guys, of what I'm doing here. Oh, I completely missed his white all right there. So let's just go ahead and do that. Got it on a little thick. Oh well. I'll just hit up all this stuff just in case I didn't get a second. See if it looks obvious. Like I didn't. Seems fine. I'll go back and finish the second layer on his underoos. If you need to paint up the palisade as an old farming fence, keep them cattle in the pasture. Teclis is just an angry old farmer. All he wants to do is keep to himself and experiment with making elves. Let me have my genetic engineering in peace. Great. Alrighty. Missed some understrap. Okay. I'm gonna do his second coat. The part I missed, and I'm gonna move on to contrast. VP. Nice references there. Says got a nice new batch of elf clones this season. Still making that for our first growing season. Had to genocide all them first elves so they could be my only ally now. It's like, oh, what is that called? When they come back, even though it's abusive, Munchausen or something. Come to daddy. And for Wraithbone. Get out this brush and get their faces up first and then go back and do the shafts with the bigger brush. Oh, I completely agree, VP. I was wondering the same thing. I was like, how are Idoneth allies of Teclis? Like, they just, you always love your father? I don't know. He messed them up. I mean, technically you could say Slaanesh messed them up, but he surely didn't do them any favors. And then they disappoint him, so he tries to kill them. Uncle Tyrion saves them. Like, I can maybe it's because we don't know yet, but if Tyrion is in Lumineth, or they give Tyrion a separate branch or army or something, but still Hishian. I don't know. But we'll assume that Tyrion is part of the Lumineth, and maybe that's why. Because they're like, look, we hate Dad, but Uncle Tyrion's alright. If it weren't for him, just saying, you wouldn't remember, because we make you forget. Gotta paint this new face. New face. Now for your face. Now for number 3. I'll just pick them up. I feel like I should write a parody song of Under the Sea having to do with Ideneth. I don't know where I'd go with it. Surely I could come up with something. And there's one coat of faces. Gonna switch to my slightly bigger brush to get the pike shafts. If I can remember any of the melodies of Under the Sea aside from like the last little part. I don't know what it says about me, but the only part I remember is like the everything's better, everything's wetter under the sea. One shaft coat. Ah, ah, ah. Being so talkative today. Got in the zone. Too much water on it this time. Oh, whoops. There we go. Alright, coat number 2. I'll clean this off for now. I'll get the faces again, and then go back to the pole axes. And after that, it's just the blades, and I'm on to shading. Neat. Headphones falling off. Let's try this. Peace. Peace. So VP, I'm guessing you know some of the Lumineth lore with some of the things you've been saying. Not gameplay-wise, but lore-wise, who is your favorite, or what is your favorite nation of the Lumineth? I'll go first, since I'm already talking. But mine is, I can't remember the name of it, but it's the one that does all the clones. It's pretty creepy. Pretty cool story. Okay, ooh, throwing stuff all over the place. Fingers are very tight today. More paint. Brian, I don't know if you caught on the left of the screen that spill challenge. You know what we were talking about on last stream? Once I get to the shading. But if I spill a shade on the stream, the army will have to immediately stop. I'll have to immediately stop painting this army and move to corn. Is what I've selected first. Anything to finally finish painting that damn army. Chefs. Ooh, that's true. That's an even better idea. I'll keep it right now with the 1. Next I'll put a D6 table up. Because sadly I have enough to fill a D6 table of paint backlog. Even if I just include the army. Or I could do like a... What I could do is have 4 or 5, yeah, 4 picks. But if I roll a 1, chat gang gets to pick. I'll have a list of like everything. Sorry, I just used Mephisto shit. I listen to Mephisto too much. I'll chat. People can use. If I roll a 1, the chat people can pick whatever army I do. If I roll a 6, I get to pick, and then there's just choices for like 2 through 5. Alright. I think that is all of... Oh. The blades. Gotta get them blades. Where is my metal? There we go. Grey Knight Steel. BP, trust me, I agree. The punishment of painting more corn is enough. They're cool models. I don't know why I haven't painted them. I mean, I don't know why I haven't completed painting them. There's just something about it. I think it's having to paint this summoning pool as well. Definitely need to put a new piece of paper down for my palette. Getting to the point where I'm losing where I'm putting this stuff. I'm like, alright, I need to get more paint from which spot is the one I'm using. Too many on here. Oh, VP, I saw you mention something about the holographic nail glitter thing before, but it went off before I remember to look back up at it. What was the deal with that? Here's my one coat of metal for the blades. It's dried enough to do the second coat already. Yeah, that'll do. Not. Maybe I should give it a second. The VP says paint a base coat of Abaddon black and use technical art coat to apply nail glitter. Makes a really cool holographic look, like a transition paint type effect. It's really cool. You know, my wife did something similar with her Night Haunt, because they're all pink and glittery. I know on part of it she gets the glitter all over it, like she uses a glitter pen and like gets all the glitter on that way and then goes over it with Ard Coat. Maybe it's Ard Coat and then the glitter pen. I can't remember what order she does it in, but it's something around that. I agree that would look really cool in Lumineth. Let's try this again now. There we go. That got it. All right. Gonna let that dry a little bit so I can just apply my normal shade all over everything. Can't believe I'm already at this point. How long into the stream are we? Let's see, we are hour 26. Wow, I'm making much better time than I have on the previous ones. Hell, it took me 2 hours to do one the first time. Alright. It's happening. Shade's coming out. Will I spill it or won't I? Yeah, VP, please post a test model when you do it. I'm following you on Instagram, so I'd like to see it. Okay. No, I'm actually getting nervous. Like, okay, I'm gonna be shading. Don't mess up. Don't paint corn. Good start. Ah. Pike is still good. No breaks. Here we go. I forgot about contrast, so I'll do it after the shading. Alright. OVP say this is being out there for the whole world to see. But luckily, and sadly, I don't have that many followers, so not that many people will see it. Especially if they get this far in. Okay, there's one guy, and I'll put him down like that, so he dries a little more evenly. Whew. I'm really like sweating now using the shade, like don't mess up, don't mess up. So happy. Tonight may be the night where I have one full unit of Lumineth done. Got a little too much water on it again. Not enough paint. Red vapors. say the two parts I'm most vulnerable is when I'm opening the pot and when I'm holding it there, dipping the brush in. This will be notoriously when I spill. Okay, there's number 2. I don't want to move those guys, so I'll just hold him. Okay. Headphones falling down my head again. Do I have enough? Not have to open the pot again. Oh, dang. I need more because I forgot about the blades. This should be my last dip into the shade. Okay, so I don't have to go in again. Yeah. Let's see. These headphones just keep holding in my face. Okay, not that way, this way. Well, I think I'm on to... I think that's all the base coating and shading. Ah, contrasts. That's what I need. I need to get Sigmar brown, that's the flesh tone, and then wildwood for the shafts. If I can find it. Already over here, is it? Wildwood, there we go. Alright. Shake. Let's see, should I do the flesh first? Yeah, I'll do the flesh first. Quick. Warp around. Small brush with not much water on it, if any at all. This okay. I may have to include contrast in this. Consistency is like a shade. They can be spilled. Oh, almost went into the water. Just had to barely touch to get this stuff on there because it is so dark. Without putting the medium on, I can't find my contrast medium. One of the first guys I used this on got it too thick on his face and it like soaked into his eyeballs and all that too much where you could barely even see him. Okay. One. Contrast is like a super shade. And if you hate painting flesh, then just use contrast flesh. They look amazing. I think those are the best contrasts, or Skeleton Horde and all the fleshes. Are they even correct plural fleshes when I'm referring to all the different flesh tones? Or can I not English? That's him. Yeah, English good. This guy gets me. I can word. Okay, I think I'm ready for the wildwood. I think they named that one brown Sigor brown just so people actually get a use out of something Sigor. So you don't want to use this brush or a bigger one. Use the bigger one. Yeah. Do a big brush. Big brush energy.
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. And I know, and I know, and I know that I want you. I'm so excited. That was a good one.
Oh, it auto-corrected you from Sigor to Cyborg. Well, now I want to watch the old Van Damme movie. That may be an obscure reference. Yeah. Alrighty. Next. VP says, although a new Sigor model would be cool, probably more for 40k though. Nonsense, you play Tempest Eye, just make a Mecha Cyborg, or Mecha Sigor for your Carriage-on to pilot. Wonder how well a Hell Pit Abomination, speaking of Skaven that you say, what a Hell Pit Abomination, like kit bash with Sigor parts and stuff like that could be like. The Ultimate Clan, is it Clan Molder that does all the like weird Frankenstein stuff? Can't remember. Oh, there you go. Yeah, VP, that's perfect. It says lobotomize a Sigor and stick a dwarf in his head. Give him a squirt gun and call him a gyrocopter. That's perfect. Just like cut limbs, not limbs, but like cut like hands off and put on all the like parts of the gyrocopter. like the wings, cut his hands off and put the wings on it somehow. And, like you said, carve his eye out and put a warden in. That's like the piloting or the pilot seat. Jam a freaking the rotors into his upper back or something. Like they legitimately just tortured this thing to make it a gyrocopter. Okay, I think that is all the contrast done. Shading's done. So on to layering. We'll do the white and the yellow first, then we'll do my green edge highlighting, then the yellow, white, and edge highlighting. And then I'm ready to cut the shields out. Finish up edge highlighting those since they're already mostly pre-painted. And yeah, we're getting there. Do I have it in me? Let's see, it's already 10 o'clock. Do I have it in me to go any further? I'll do the yellows and I'll think from there. I may have to stop here in a bit. So I may not finish these tonight, but they are quite farther along than the other streams. Yeah, they're getting there. The biggest part that makes them stand out is when I get the moot green edge highlighted on all the armor. That's also the most entertaining part for me. So while I've got the energy and the motivation to trudge through the rest of it, I'm gonna do that. Got a little bit of a chunky part in there. Alright, that'll do. Next yellow. Ah, broke a spear off. Pike, excuse me. Don't call it a spear. The unspoken third battle line of keyboard warrior will come out. Starting to hit a wall. Alright, number 2. I love how you, when you're getting to the last part of a unit, you're finally like, I think I got the hang of this. I can really get these guys painted quicker now. And then you're done. Oh. Alright, hopefully I remember what I've done on the next set of Wardens when they eventually come out. Hopefully the muscle memory sticks. Brian asking, am I gonna be playing Shadowlands? Oh, you mean, yeah, World of Warcraft? Probably not. I didn't even play the last expansion enough to get a max character for the first time, and I probably won't really get into this one. With the kids, I only have, and the working full time, the kids and all that, and really only have time for so many hobbies. And at this point, so I'm on a hobby kick right now. I'll probably just end up painting my backlog and filming and doing the now you know videos and posting Chris's art videos and all that. I'm really into it. I doubt I'll be playing World of Warcraft anymore. Hit the end of my playlist. Did. It's my sign to start wrapping it up anyway. I'll do the whites, and then I'll call it good. And I'm not sure. I'll probably finish up all the detail off camera. Then get a test model of the Dawn Riders done. And then come back on camera finishing up Dawn Riders. Not today, but the next time I get on stream, whatever that'll be. Appreciate y'all getting in here and talking with me, though. You know, I say it every time, but I mean it every time. It makes it way more enjoyable for me to paint, having y'all around. Lightly. Ah. I don't go too crazy on the tassels or anything, just enough to start catching some of it. He says fun to watch, but it's especially trying to guess when I'm going to spill the paint. Not if, you notice, but when. I don't know if this, having it on stream is going to make me yell and cuss less or more, since I've added the extra thing of not only have I spilled paint, but I also have to switch to something else to paint. Guess we'll find out. Yeah, I agree about the annoying paint pots. Brian put all his in the squeeze tubes or whatever they're called. I wish I had the patience for that, because that looks like it's really convenient. Number 2. Got the shades settled more satisfactorily this time. That went fast. Oops. Too thick. Oh well. Let's be less shaded. Okay. There's some tassels in the back of those guys I forget to get. Go back and get them. And no reason to get you on the stand, just to lightly hit a few of that. All right, there is the other 3 up to this point. I still have, look at the top left picture, I still have the moot green edge highlighting, and then going back over the trim on the yellow edge highlighting, and just the, the white. God, that's gonna take so fast. I'll just do it real quick. No, I'm gonna stop. I need to stop now. Otherwise I'll stay up all night. Just going, just one more. That's it for now. They are pretty far ahead. Honestly, they're ready for the table now if I had to, because these would be the only 3 that didn't have the green. But I need to get their shields too. Like I said, I'm going to do those likely off camera, maybe sometime later this week. And then start working on the Dawn Riders and see where I'm going with that. I still need to spray 2 of the riders themselves, 3 of the riders themselves with the green, because this is what they look like before you put the tester's paint on it. This is what they look like after you spray the tester's paint on it. I gotta glue this too. My son broke the banner on it. But I will get to those soon enough. Till then, thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. I enjoyed talking. It's always good to see you, VP. Brian, appreciate it much. That's it. That'll be it for tonight. Have a wonderful